Distance education is learning that takes place without students and teachers being in the same classroom. Instead, lessons are shared through study guides, online platforms, video calls, or even printed materials. This way of learning has opened opportunities for people who cannot always attend traditional schools or universities, whether because of distance, family responsibilities, or work commitments. One of the best examples is Lyceum Advancement College, one of South Africa's oldest and most reputable distance learning institutions. Founded in 1917, Lyceum has more than a century of experience in providing higher education through distance learning. Over the years, it has not only reached learners across South Africa, but also welcomed students from the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, and countries all across Africa. This global reach shows how distance education can break barriers of geography and connect people through learning. To make this idea even more real, we can look at a welcome letter from Lyceum to its students, an example of how distance education creates a sense of belonging and encouragement, even when learners are far from the classroom. Here is the letter. Welcome to Lyceum. The Lyceum team are excited to offer you, the student, a learning and teaching experience that will enhance your knowledge base, upgrade your skill set, and ultimately, contribute to your personal and professional development. A bit of background. Lyceum College was founded in 1917 and has a proud history of helping students achieve their career goals by providing high-quality education programs offered through a flexible and innovative approach. The institution offers a variety of contemporary programs to our students specifically geared for a distance, online mode of delivery, underpinned by ongoing academic and technical support. Lyceum College's enhanced digital technology allows every individual student the opportunity to obtain a full qualification, whether a degree, diploma, or higher certificate, within a framework that accommodates their scheduling needs. Our programs are hinged on ensuring learning, self-reflection, self-empowerment, and the ability for students to accept greater accountability for their own education through a self-directed approach that within reach of each Lyceum scholar. Learning and teaching strategy. Lyceum College is an accredited private higher education institution that offers its programs through a distance mode of delivery. In other words, students work independently through their study guides, either in hard copy format, or they can access digital copies through the Learner Management System, LMS. My Lyceum. The convenience of a distance mode of delivery is that students work at their own pace within an environment that they select and is conducive to their own learning and progress. Furthermore, the Learner Management System, My Lyceum, contains the necessary information that students require to be successful with their learning. This includes information such as academic calendars that contain important due dates, the examination timetable, communique that detail specific information. Lyceum College has transitioned from the traditional correspondence model, which included the process of packing and posting. For example, students' study guides and assignments to them, scheduling venue-based examinations, assignments that are emailed to an inbox, posted or hand-delivered to the college, and face-to-face support sessions, to an improved correspondence model that is supported and enhanced by digital technologies. Through this model, the student's learning experience is still prioritized through effective and efficient administrative and academic support and assistance. The improved correspondence model that is supported and enhanced by digital technologies offers students who choose to study at Lyceum College the following. Upon registration, each student is issued with an MS Office 365 account, which enables them to easily access My Lyceum, the Learner Management System or student portal. My Lyceum provides students with an improved digital learning space, where Lyceum students can access the necessary academic support through the digital library. Each module for the program that students registered for is accessible to them on My Lyceum. The easy accessibility to the study guides and assessments provides students with greater flexibility in this digital era by allowing them to access their study material at any time and through multi-electronic devices. The content in the study guides is regularly reviewed by subject matter experts, ensuring that students within each discipline receive the most recent and relevant subject-specific knowledge. The study guides have a specific learning design element that incorporates the use of iconography. This learning design element proactively calls students to action and thereby improves their interaction with content, as well their academic experience in preparing for assignments and examinations. This improved correspondence model prioritizes the student's academic journey and therefore focuses on a self-directed learning and teaching approach that emphasizes students' autonomy, responsibilities, and self-reflection along their academic journey. As students who have chosen to study through a distance mode of delivery, their ability to self-select the pace at which they learn, as well as the time management schedule that they choose to construct and follow, is heightened. In this way, students have greater autonomy in their own learning. Thirds, studying through a distance mode of delivery. Using the learning management system. My Lyceum using the learner management system. Student portal. My Lyceum. To access study guides, assignments and examinations can be a daunting and possibly overwhelming task initially, but it need not be. My Lyceum allows you to take your academic journey with you wherever you go. You are not bound to class schedules and lectures presented at fixed and possibly inflexible times. The study material, as well as the assignments and examinations, are available on My Lyceum. The easy accessibility to study guides, assignments, and examinations allows you immediate and seamless access to content that can be bookmarked electronically for quick and easy referencing. The student portal also allows both the academic and administrative team to support you from a distance, as the team can track your online activity. Z. Although the accessing of program materials and uploading of completed assessments to the student portal is more convenient than emailed assignments or paper and venue-based examinations, there are also some challenges with this improved model. Some of these challenges range from forgetting your login details to not being able to access the portal as a result of technical challenges. Fortunately, these challenges are easily resolved by contacting the appropriate administrative and academic staff member. Refer to the end of this support guide for a detailed breakdown of who you can contact if you experience challenges with accessing the portal. Lastly, it is very important for you as a Lyceum student to read all the necessary information in this student support guide, as well as access the student academic calendar on the portal, along with your study material, of course. In order to achieve optimum success with your learning, below are a few tips to assist you with your learning as you navigate the portal. Navigating your way through Lyceum's improved correspondence model, enhanced by digital technologies. 1. Understand online learning practices and expectations. As a correspondence student, treat your studies as you would if you were enrolled as a full-time, face-to-face student. Show up. If you ever feel demotivated, remember that you are paying for the course. So in order to get the best value for your money, you need to actively participate. This includes regularly monitoring any program-related updates that may be posted on the student portal, checking in on course discussion boards, or even asking questions of your own. You need to commit to becoming more tech-savvy. Take the time to familiarize yourself with My Lyceum and the various student tools it offers, such as My Class, My Library, My Office Suite, etc., as well as the course materials that are uploaded onto the portal. Also, consider whether there are any additional technical requirements specific to your chosen program. For example, if a module requires you to create videos, you may want to look into downloading video creation and editing software. Be self-disciplined. Set yourself a learning and study schedule and stick to it. 2 by 2. Create a study schedule and manage your time accordingly. One of the greatest advantages of online learning is being able to set your own schedule. But in order for it to be effective, forward planning is essential. Examine the study planner provided for your program and take note of all significant dates on the academic calendar. Assignment submission dates, examination dates, etc. Remember, each module is a year long, but this will vary depending on when you registered. Factor in your daily, weekly, monthly commitments, work, personal, other regular obligations, and be sure to block out periods where, in all likelihood, you won't be able to dedicate any time to your studies, such as vacations, religious holidays, or significant social events. E.g., a family wedding. Determine when you are most productive when it comes to learning. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Create a study schedule whereby you dedicate time each week, ideally each day, to reading through the module materials and any supplementary collateral, watching supporting videos, participating in student forums, such as the discussion board. Create a to-do list of tasks and set yourself deadlines to complete them. Establish a dedicated study space in your home. Much as a formal workspace enables you to focus and work more efficiently, creating a dedicated study space in your home will afford you greater concentration and, by extension, enable you to establish a study routine. Ensure that you have all the necessary tangible study resources at hand in your dedicated learning environment. This includes obvious items like a computer or laptop, as well as other elements that will make your learning experience more manageable. A suitable chair, notepads, stationery, etc., and therefore more productive. Ensure you have reliable internet access. Whether your dedicated study environment is situated in your private home or in a public space such as an internet cafe, reliable internet access is crucial. If you are studying from home, ensure you have a high-speed connection and, if possible, opt for a desktop computer, which is connected to a modem, rather than a laptop, which relies on typically unpredictable Wi-Fi connectivity. If you are studying at an internet cafe, familiarize yourself with the cafe's operating hours and try to plan your study time for a period when the cafe is likely to be less crowded, so you can A. ensure you have access to a computer and B. safeguard yourself against slow internet speed. Higher volumes of users tend to equate to sluggish connectivity. Identify your study goals and hold yourself accountable. What do you want to accomplish? Write down a list of short-term and long-term study goals and place your list in a visible spot in your study area where you are able to regularly review your goals. Practice continual self-reflection and hold yourself accountable. Are you meeting your own mandates? 2.6. Ask for help when you need it. Online learning can leave you feeling like you're alone in the dark, which can be exacerbated by those moments when you find yourself struggling to understand the coursework, tackling technical issues, or simply battling to stay motivated. Student support services and the academic team are in place to assist you through your studies. Reach out. It's also worth establishing a network of communication with fellow students through each module's online discussion boards. How to access the Lyceum Student Portal. To gain access to the Lyceum Online Student Portal, you will need to do the following. Click on the following link, Student Portal. Everything you need. Log in by using your student number, provided to you via SMS with confirmation of your registration, which also serves as your Lyceum email address. For example, 12345 6 on the Lyceum. CO 3. Access your temporary password through the same Student Portal. Everything you need to know. Link above. 4. Follow the step-by-step instructions provided through the same link. Once you have set up your Student Portal login credentials, you will be able to access study materials, assignments materials, library resources, and you will have access to the full Microsoft 365 suite as well. Word, Outlook, Teams, PowerPoint, Excel, etc. Lyceum Library Services. The library offers the following information, facilities and services. Recommended and additional reading material relevant to the programs you have enrolled for at the College too. Information on textbooks and textbook suppliers. Journals, to which the library subscribes. Hard copy and electronic. Didider Zanubanda Damon. Lyceum subscribes to several electronic databases for students. Free access to Microsoft Office and Internet. 6. Online training on how to access the online library on the Student Portal. There are also computer facilities available on campus, i.e. qualified librarian to assist you in finding information in the library and online. Itakanse. The library policy is available on the Student Portal. Library hours. Weekdays, 8 Tsonga, 16:30, 10. For more information on library services, email library@lyceum.edu. D. Additional information pertaining to the library services, as well as procedures and penalties regarding use of library resources, can be found in the library brochure, which is available on the student portal. This includes information about borrowing, reserving, using, and accessing library materials, loan periods, fines incurred if library books and/or other resources are damaged, lost, or deemed irreplaceable, charges for printing, photocopying, scanning, etc. 5. The assessment process and overview assessments consist of 2 assignments for each module: a formative assessment and a final examination. Summative assessment. The assessment processes and procedures are explained below. 1. Formative assessment. Formative assessment accounts for 60% of your final year mark and is divided into 2 sections. The first section consists of a series of multiple choice questions, as MCQ, which you have 90 minutes to complete. You will have 3 opportunities to take the multiple choice test, should you choose to take the test more than once, and the system then captures your highest score. The second section of the formative assessment is a written, application-based assignment that includes various tasks, such as short and essay-type tasks. Both sections of the formative assessment are compulsory for module completion. These assignments must be completed, submitted on the My Lyceum LMS. There is no remarking for formative assessments. The multiple choice section is automatically graded by the system. Where the second, written section is concerned, a tutorial letter and/or marking guide will be published on the student portal within the specific module. For each formative application-based component of the assessment, this tutorial letter and/or marking guide will provide students with the necessary feedback regarding their performance in the formative assessment and will also assist students in preparing for the summative assessment. 5.22 Summative assessment. The summative assessment examination is completed at the end of the module. Students must achieve a minimum average of 30% in the formative assessment to qualify for the summative assessment. The summative assessment accounts for 40% of your final year mark. All students will complete an application-based examination. The completion of the application-based examination entails downloading the examination from My Class and completing the tasks in the examination book, and thereafter uploading the answer book in My Class. The time allocated for the downloading, completion, and uploading of the examination is as follows. I. Students completing examinations of modules that are at NQF Level 6 have a maximum of 3 hours to complete the examination. An additional 1 hour is provided to all students at this level for downloading the examination paper, uploading the examination paper, and reading through the tasks. Thus, a total of 4 hours is allocated to examinations that are at NQF Level 6. I. Students completing examinations that are at NQF Level 7 and NQF Level 8 have a maximum of 3.5 hours to complete the examination. An additional 1 hour is provided to all students at this level for downloading the examination paper, uploading the examination paper, and reading through the tasks. Thus, a total of 4.5 hours is allocated to examinations that are at NQF Level 7 and NQF Level 8.5.3. Supplementary summative assessment. All students are given up to 12 months to complete each year-long course within a program. Within that 12-month period, students must complete 1 summative assessment, a main examination, and are afforded a possible second opportunity, namely a supplementary examination, to undertake the main examination, provided they meet the criteria to apply for a supplementary examination. Students must complete the examination for the cycle in which they are registered. Formative assessment marks cannot be banked for students to complete in a later summative examination cycle. A supplementary examination is scheduled in January of the new year for all students who complete the summative examination assessment in the October-November cycle of the previous year. Students who complete the summative examination assessment in the May-June cycle will have an opportunity to complete the supplementary examination if they meet the supplementary eligibility criteria in the October-November examination cycle of the same year. Doiti Diu. 6. Requirements for module completion. The following conditions for module completion apply. All 3 assessments in both the formative and summative assessments are compulsory. You must meet the DP, due performance requirement, of submitting both assignments in order to qualify for the summative assessment examination. The weighting for the formative assignments is 60%. The weighting for the summative assessment examination is 40%. In order to pass the module, you need a combined mark of 50% and above. If you do not submit both sections of your formative assessment, MCQ and application-based assignment, you cannot register for the summative examination, summative assessment. This denotes you will have to re-register for the module and redo both assignments on sections of the formative assessment. Make sure you submit the compulsory assignments in time so that you can receive feedback regarding your performance in the formative assessment. This will not only determine your eligibility to write the summative assessment examination, but will assist your performance in said examination as well. All assignments must be submitted by the cutoff date. You must complete and submit all the assignments under your formative assessment during the same cycle, May cycle or October cycle, that you wish to. Write the examination-summative assessment. The formative assessment assignments that you submit must correspond with the particular assignment relevant to that cycle. To this end, always check the dates on the front page of the assignment. Assignments can be accessed, downloaded, and uploaded through the student portal. For more detailed information on the assessment procedures, please refer to the Student Assessment Guide. View contractual period and cycles of study. The contractual period is dependent on the assessment cycles. Remember that you can sign a new contract at any time of the year. In other words, you can register at any time of the year because Lyceum does not have a cutoff date for registration. That said, because Lyceum does not have a cutoff date for registration, it operates within 2 cycles per year. Within each cycle, you have 1 formal examination opportunity. You will be allowed to write a supplementary examination if you obtain an overall modular mark of 35% to 46%, marked to 50% complement. You will be granted a special examination if you were ill, marked to 100% complement at first sitting. 2. There was a death in the family, marked to 100% complement at first sitting. Students who miss the examination due to illness or a death in the family must submit proof of such during the exam period to be granted access to the special examination. Students who do not meet the criteria may not write this examination and will not be granted access to the exams. First cycle. If you sign a contract between 1 April and 30th September, your examination will be written in May, June the following year. You must complete the formative and summative assessments for the first cycle. You cannot switch cycles. For those students who qualify, the supplementary examination for the May-June cycle is written in the October-November examination cycle of that year. Once, there is a supplementary examination fee charged which will be communicated to eligible students. Second cycle. If you sign a contract between 1 October and 31st March, your examination will be written in October the November examination cycle of that year. You must complete the formative and summative assessments for the second cycle. You cannot switch cycles. For those who qualify, the supplementary examination for the October-November examination cycle will be written in January of the following year. There is a supplementary examination fee charged which will be communicated to eligible students. The period of your contract, per specific module, will be deemed to run from the time of signing the contract until an examination, and if necessary, a supplementary examination has been written and the examination mark returned to you. Should you fail the examination and the supplementary, you will be required to re-register for the module in full. Prerequisite modules. A prerequisite module refers to a module that must be completed before you can enroll for the next module that directly follows on it. You may not register for a higher level of a module in that cognate area if the lower level, prerequisite module hasn't been completed. Example, you cannot register for WIL 2426 if you haven't completed, passed, Will 1425. 8. Graduation and certification. Upon successful completion of your program, your certificate, diploma, or degree will be issued at the annual graduation ceremony. If you are unable to attend the ceremony, it will be sent to the nearest branch for collection or posted to you provided that your account is in order. Please ensure that you provide the college with any changes to your postal address and other contact details. Lyceum has 2 graduation ceremonies. Each ceremony normally takes place during the first and last quarter of each year. The college notifies eligible candidates via email before each graduation ceremony. For replacement certificates, send your inquiries to certification@lyceum.edu.za. For an academic transcript, please complete the academic transcript requisition form in that can be downloaded on the student portal. Nanchu. Send your form to academic@lyceum.edu.za. Graduates requesting an academic transcript get the first issue for free. Thereafter, a fee will apply for a reprint. A fee applies for students who are still in the process of completing their qualification. Policies and procedures. All policies and procedures can be found on the student portal under the Forms and Policies tile on the homepage. Lyceum policies. All Lyceum study guides, communiques, and tutorial letters are written in English. Students are entitled to a copy of any Lyceum policy that has a direct impact on their studies. Please review these policies carefully. Plagiarism policy, student support policy, student grievance policy, student disability policy, student disciplinary procedure policy, occupational health and safety policy, cancellation policy 2. Support services. The academic and administrative team are available to provide support and guidance to each student. Academic-related inquiries are directed to the faculties, whilst general queries are directed to the student support team. 3. Useful contacts at the college staff members in the academic team are responsible for academic-related inquiries, such as a student who is experiencing challenges with a question in the actual assignment. To direct your queries to the faculties, please use the information below. Faculty of Commerce. Email commerce@lyceum.edu.za. Faculty of Humanities. Email humanities@lyceum.edu.za. Faculty of Education. Email education@lyceum.edu.za. Work Integrated Learning. Email ch.will@lyceum.edu.za. WWIL 1. Will 1. Lyceum. Edu.za Will 2. WL2 Lyceum. Dadu.za Will 3. WL3 Lyceum. Dadu.za.